Oh, hello. So I'm going to talk a little bit about EDC here, just for grins. Thought I'd use the lavalier mic. So I guess the biggest thing is I have received lots and lots of questions. We just had family in town too, and there's been a lot of, man, just what does it do with the pry bars? What is it? And man, I'll try to spare the redundancy of me talking about a lot of different things over the years, I guess now. Um, for me, EDC is just about personal preparedness. So, that there's those of us who are in the space, it's light, slice, right, pry, or whatever, in that order. So maybe not necessarily in that order. And for me, the pry bar has just been such an incredible shining star of personal preparedness from, I guess, two different standpoints. One is I do see a pocket knife as the nucleus of everyday carry. For me, my lifestyle, etc. And so an edged companion that we call a EDC pry bar is just for me, started out to be something to be something that I would use instead of my knife. And that's probably the number one thing that I day to day use it as. But what made me start making them was because I was like, I use it more than my knife, a lot more. To the point where, I mean, like, shit, the only thing I really I need my knife for is if I'm cutting a sandwich in half or something like that, it seems to me, generally. As far as from an EDC standpoint goes, where it's just like I'm out and about, the only thing I have on or near me, is my pocket knife, and I can use it for that. But in the EDC pry bar, it's wild. I mean, I would say most people who are in the EDC space who carry and use a EDC pry bar is sorry, we have our farmer ladies here dropping off our fresh stuff, but lost my train of thought too. But yeah, the thing is just wildly useful. For me, man, honestly, I would say 75% of the time when I have a knife in my pocket, it's really just because I like the gadget that is a knife, and yeah, I'm using my pry bar for everything. I guess today I'll just go over what I have in my pockets today. I guess that may be helpful from my perspective, I suppose. So the Wraith, which is the pry bar that's coming up next. It's possible that I might have some of the R2B2 beads alongside of the Wraith. So pretty excited about that, if that's possible. The Wraiths are like ready to go. So next Wednesday, I need to make myself send out an email. I'm good at making stuff, not good at selling stuff. It's a good thing people like it. Thank you guys so much for that, by the way. So pry bar, Wraith, Shirogorov carbon fiber stellar, which is stellar. This is a leap of faith knife. I feel like Shirogorovs aren't the best looking knives, for me at least. I don't really love a freaking spaceship shaped knife personally, but they just are such good knives. I swear, I was talking to somebody the other day, like literally I'm like the guy in the mirror, like, you got this, bro, you got this, man, you're gonna fucking go out there, you're gonna make it happen. But except for it's convincing myself to carry a knife that's not a Shirogorov, like every day. I'm like, you got this, dude, you can carry a goddamn Sabenza today, like just do it, and Shiros are just, it's like I don't want to carry a non-USA made knife. And there's plenty of brands that are, touted as good, and I'm not trying to shit on anybody out there, but the engineering, the fit and finish of a Shirogorov, it's You got it. You got to pay 5 times the cost of a Shiro to get there. And it's all those things. It's the engineering and it's the fit and finish. And so, you know, not to shit on anybody else, but the Shiros are great. The Stellar carbon fiber, I just could not possibly talk highly enough about. The Gravitas Dinky and crystallized titanium, probably the all-time favorite pen that I've ever carried. Second would go to the well, it was the they ended up changing their names and they don't make them anymore, but it's the Urban EDC G2 Pocket. Fuck, now I can't even remember the name. The small Go, whatever it was, and then they changed their name to Smooth Precision or something like that. And then obviously Tactile. Tactile makes fantastic pens. I have a bunch of Tactile pens. So Dinky is amazing. Gravitas, Dinky, I just can't. Again, another thing I can't really speak highly enough about. It's not like it's perfect. But it is fantastic. The Dinky is really, really good. Expensive. I can't say that I would necessarily splurge for the crystallized titanium. I'd say hindsight being 2020. I would love if they just made a regular titanium one. I would love if they made a black Delrin one. I think that'd be sweet. I'm not super in love with a pen using amber ultim. But one of the reasons why I'm just like, come hell or high water, I'm blasting all of my amber ultim is I'm just like, I think the blasted, and this one's actually quite worn. They're a lot darker than this when you get them. I think the blasted ultim looks great. Not looking for opinions on that, not to be a shithead. Back left is a Field Notes, pretty much starting now. Some of the stuff that I'll be rolling out in the next couple weeks, you're gonna see, shit, you know, I have some stock on hand. Anyway, the stuff that I'm currently packing has a slightly smaller version of this sticker. I bought this one for Blade Show, but I actually just had some even bigger ones made that I haven't arrived yet, that are 6.3 by 3 inches, so pretty bigger than this Field Notes. Those are what I'm going to be taking to Blade Show. I'm bringing 500 of those, so that'll be pretty cool. I wanted to have something really cool. And if I can, which I can't pull my shit together and get a good design, I would love to be able to do hats for Blade Show too, but that's on the back burner. All right, last is ST Dupont Line 2. Again, expensive, ridiculous thing, but these are incredible. Big time leap of faith for an EDCer to jump into something like this. I am not a typical EDCer, all right? So I'm a fucking one-man wolf pack, you know? So like, I'm not interested in anybody else's goddamn opinions. I'm good at finding my own shit and rolling with it. I try to share that with you guys. But again, don't take my word for it. You know, if you ever get a chance and you're around a legitimate, because there's a lot of fakes of these, Line 2, highly recommend checking it out. It was the Ferris Bueller, It's Choice or whatever. They're really, really, really incredible. Last is my watch. I always knew that if I really got into watches, it would be dangerous. What can I say about Rolex? Rolex is the newest Rolexes, the full in-houses, since they bought out all the other companies that they were having manufacturing stuff for them. The newest of the newest Rolexes. Man, dude, watch it. You think fucking knives are crazy? Sorry about this, is all getting blown out here. You think knives are crazy? Watch people will justify fucking everything, anything and everything. But you know, I'm the type of person who I'm taking in so much data that I'm rarely able to, you know, give numbers, give like all the places, dates, times, all this stuff. I kind of just like let shit kind of guide me, and I'm just like, all right. And it's just too much. But the Rolexes with the newest movement, not the newest, but there's the new Land Dweller. That's going to be incredible. Whenever that starts rolling out into the other reference numbers, that movement's going to be just nutballs. But the 3230, the 3235 movement and Rolexes combined with just everything that is a Rolex, it really does make them the best watches out there. Fucking mechanical, automatic watches out there. I know that people will have, you know, a bone to pick with that. Oh, whatever, you know, value here and that. It's just like you know, a Shirogorov knife. This is a $500 knife that has little intricate details in there in the manufacturing that are like, that takes a lot of know-how, that takes a lot of time, that takes a lot of effort, this takes a lot of effort, this takes a lot of constant calibration, and those little details that it's barely measurable. They really ramp up the cost of stuff. And I mean, it's one of the reasons why I haven't made a knife yet, is because I'm just like, what details am I willing to let go? What details do I have to have? And it's not just the shape of the thing. There's so many aspects of it, but way more than you would think. Anyway, I don't want to talk too much about it. But anyway, I just can't, for like a company, a product, a company, a product. Rolex is the epitome of pure excellence in my mind. And again, it's not a, you know, a Vacheron, but it's better. And you know, there's so many ways that it actually is better than a Vacheron. But Patek Philippe, there are so many ways that it actually is better. And I have handled these things, but you know, again, why the fuck am I going to buy a $35,000, I guess maybe a $25,000 stainless steel fucking watch? You know, when a Rolex is. Anyway, yeah, I could go off about watches, but I guess on that note, real quick, I don't want to go too much about it, but if you guys are ever interested in watches, definitely look at Teddy Baldessar's videos. Watch Gringa. I personally can't recommend any of the other channels. I think they're all selling shit. Obviously, Teddy is, Watch Gringa is too. Everyone's fucking selling shit. That's a kind of a bummer. I guess I'm selling pry bars, you know, or whatever. I don't guess I am. I am, but I'm a believer in the shit. That's why I design, I manufacture them. I'm here in the shop. I'm the only person, you know. Anyway, I don't want to beat a dead horse, but take a serious look at Tudor watches. Find something you like. Those are fantastic. Absolutely, just one little skosh right under Rolex. They're owned by the same company. Hans Wilder Foundation is not a publicly traded company. They answer only to themselves. Yeah. Anyway. Pry bars are awesome. Palabra tu madre. Have a great weekend, everyone.